This is Ron Klopfenstein, and you're on the hot seat on a Media Monday. Hey everyone, I'm Ron Klopfenstein, and you're on the hot seat on this Media Monday. We want to welcome everyone who's streaming today on Twitch and Facebook Live. We have a lot of Facebook Live people. We have 4 people on Twitch, so we're so happy that you're here. It builds up every week. It's only, I think, our 3rd week of that, so it's building up slow. We want to also welcome everyone who's streaming us at 95.5 FM The Heat or on the TuneIn app, and those of you, of course, who listen to the broadcast on 95.5 FM The Heat. On July 17th, people all around the country took part in Good Trouble pro-democracy protests that were inspired by the late Congressman and civil rights leader John Lewis. I talked to some of the participants at the rally in Utica. Here's my report. I'm Ron Klopfenstein in Utica, where people had gathered for a Good Trouble rally.
This moment demands more than symbolic resistance. It calls for the same depth of preparation, the same community-rooted discipline, and the same faith in collective power that guide the movements before. Black history is being erased, not because it's irrelevant, but because it's dangerous.
I'm with Pastor Reverend Sharon Ball. And where are you, Pastor?
I'm the pastor of Hope Chapel, Amy Zion Church in Utica, New York. It's the oldest black church in the Mount Carmel.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So what is
The trouble is when you see something wrong, you try to correct it in love. Not with might, not with force, but with love. Because only light can overcome the darkness, and only love can overcome hate.
Well, you talk about, loving people who like voted for him. And how do you love people who hate you?
Well, sometimes it's when it's people
Or who like vote in order, like who vote for somebody who hates you?
We don't know the whole story of other people. We don't know their hurts, their pains. We don't know what that comes out of. And so if you can remember any time in your life when you lashed out, when you were hurting unjustly or incorrectly, I think that will soften it.
I'm with Betsy from Mohawk. And Betsy, what does Good Trouble mean to you?
Good trouble means doing the things that we need to do to save our democracy, to make sure that everyone's rights are protected.
What rights do you feel are in danger?
Well, right away, women have lost many rights, and I have 2 daughters, and that really concerns me. But to see people be captured in workplaces and taken away without any notification to their family, to me, that's something that's horrific. It's something that I would never have imagined I would see in my lifetime.
In the United States of America.
In my country. Never
Right.
would have imagined that.
And you have a daughter who is biracial, you were telling me. So that wants to add to the anxiety that you feel.
I have a multiracial family. I have a daughter who is black and a daughter who is Asian. And I worry about their safety all the time. They've both been subjected to discriminatory statements in their lives.
How does it feel for you as a mother when they tell you these stories about like what happened to them?
I can't even describe the emotion. I mean, one time my daughter called me, and I was at a human rights meeting in Albany, and she had just had people throw racist slurs at her, and I think that like the floor fell out from under me that day. Like this is the country that I live in.
Yeah.
And it's not the country I want for them. And so in order to make change, we have to create good trouble.
How do you, as a Christian, account for the fact? One of the things I find frustrating is that Trump is someone who is so contrary to Christian beliefs. He takes food from people. He puts the innocent in prison. He really exists to cause hurt. And yet, so many people who like to proclaim themselves as Christians, including I actually quit going to my church because of this. Still actually support and endorse him when he's actually the opposite of what I have always understood Christianity to be.
Well, I'm going to tell you, that's why the Bible says, I want a kingdom of priests. Everybody really should understand the theology of the Bible for themselves so they are not led astray. And a lot of times when they hear this sound, especially in places like now with the internet and everything, it's all about the context. It doesn't, when they talk about, even recently they were talking about how empathy is not in the Bible and this, that, and the other. All of that is because it's a soundbite, and you're not looking at everything. The Bible says a lot of stuff. It's one of the most violent books you ever wanted to read. And so, but who among us, if your son or daughter disrespects you, stone them? The Bible says do that. Right. If you did it, you would go to jail, right? Yeah. And so, don't tell me that the Bible says this and you can do this. That's Jesus came to be the living example. So if Jesus didn't live it, let's not worry about it.
Yeah. What do you think the Bible tells us to do? And what does Jesus' example guide us to do in this moment?
Well, he wants us to take care of the poor. He wants us to take care of the foreigner. He was an immigrant, for crying out loud. Jesus wouldn't be welcome in America right now. No, he'd be dragged out by ICE, So it's important that we love the least of them. He goes into great detail. Whatever you have done for the least of you have. If you love Jesus, then you're going to help other people. And that's where it's at.
Good trouble is something we all have to do. Not just in big ways. In the grocery store. How you meet your neighbor. Walking down the street. When you see somebody without. Good trouble doesn't always have to be a John Lewis. It could be someone like me. Helping somebody that needs a little help.
The speakers here today urge the participants to continue making good trouble in the interest of fairness and democracy. I'm Ron Ploffitz in Utica for 95.5 FM, The Heat. For information on future protests and rallies, we recommend you follow Indivisible Mohawk Valley or Central New York Citizens in Action. I'll have links to those on our website at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. Buying clothes can be an intimidating and demoralizing experience for people with body image issues. A local thrift store aims to make fashion accessible to everyone. Almost Local held a size-inclusive pop-up event on Saturday. I stopped down to talk to the owner.
My name is Rachel Bartunik. I own Almost Local in Clinton as well as...
So what is happening here today?
We are having a size-inclusive pop-up. We have sizes from extra small to 3X. Some are gently worn, vintage, and also new with tags. I think a lot of times, especially at small businesses, sometimes people feel like they can't find the size that they want. I know that I struggle sometimes. I also have weight that fluctuates. So we try to have something that's available for everybody so that people can come in and feel comfortable and shop and be able to find things that would hopefully work for them.
So is this something that you do on an ongoing basis or regularly, or is this something that might happen again?
Sure, so we will definitely plan something again. We had a book event a few months ago, which was wildly successful. Part of the studios at West Park Row is to have pop-ups and to invite people that may not have a storefront into our space as well.
This is Ron Ploffitz meeting in the Hot Seat every Monday at 5 p.m. for Hot Seat Media Mondays, 95.5 FM, The Heat. They do a lot of cool stuff there at Almost Local, including, what I think is nice is making the thrift store experience something that everybody can feel comfortable, going there and doing, no matter what their size. Lou Altman is hanging out with us today. He's a musician known as Citizen Lou. And Lou, I heard my first song from you this afternoon, and we're going to play this now. So I described it as bluegrass, country. I wasn't sure, but let's play some of it. We'll let the listeners decide for themselves.
Sounds good.
Citizen Lou, yes.
Ruby Blue.
Ruby Blue, yes.
Upside down.
Lou, as I was listening to that song, I was picturing like a county fair. I was kind of thinking actually of the Italian festival that we went to, but I could picture like people at picnic tables and maybe doing some square dancing and stuff. So what were you like when you write your music, when you compose, when you make the music, what do you think of?
Okay, so first of all, if you let it, your whole life goes into every song you write. But this one specifically, you're really on target because I'm a binge watch the Great British Baking Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a few years ago there was this contestant, Ruby Tando, young woman, and at the beginning, it's like a 10-week thing.
Yeah.
She started out slow, but every week she got better and better, and she had this fire in her eyes, this passion.
Really?
And she fought and fought. She got into the final. She didn't win, but she got into the final. So I took that. I love that, and I took that feeling from her ethos, and I wrote a song about what a Ruby might be, an emancipated woman, someone who's like really out there, and a guy who tries to support her. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
So now with the genre or with the style, how would you describe that?
Well, you can call it.
I just picture like people with the violin, and it's like this like nice kind of like summer night kind of music,
Well, a shout out to Liz Fiddle, who played the fiddle on that song.
Really?
Yeah, she gave us a lot of great material.
She's amazing.
She's
Liz,
amazing.
you were great.
And Scotty Hoban was the vocals on that. Yeah, I would say it's bluegrass. Bluegrass.
So is that a kind of music that you normally work with, or is that like your genre, or do you like do multiple?
I do multiple. I have no preconceived notion of what the song is going to sound like when I write the lyrics. I bring it to my partners, and we come up with a chord, a lick, and the sound, the style just naturally evolves organically. And that's the greatest pleasures when you get surprised by the development of your work. It's just an amazing feeling.
I think art that like evolves organically really is the best, because there's just something so perfect about it. Like when it comes out at the pace and in the style it's supposed to,
Yeah.
So like you start to write so what did you do first though? Actually, did you do the music first, or did you write the lyrics first?
I did the music first, and sometimes the basic foundation of the whole lyric will come out in 5 minutes.
Really?
Right. And then there's always a little bit of editing. Sometimes it takes a long time. You get a line one day, you get a line the next day. But the two parts of the process. One is that first step when you let it all out, right, with passion. Yeah. And then
kind of like a brainstorming.
You're brainstorming. You let it flow. You feed your head and you let things flow. But then you have to what they call kill your darlings. You have to be your own toughest editor.
It's hard to edit stuff.
Yeah,
it is really hard to edit stuff that you wrote yourself.
That part is equally great, because it's like it's
and painful.
It's painful. Yeah, you got to sacrifice a lot of things, but in the end it's worth it. Yeah.
Yes. So you're doing this song, and so like you had this idea, like you're inspired by this person who's inspiring you. Want to write a song about this? You start to come up with the music first, and like do you think to yourself like, would this story best be told in this genre of bluegrass, or would it best be told like, or do you decide that, or do you just kind of think like, how does the song feel?
Well, often I'll have some of the music in my head, right?
Yeah.
And I go to my partners who actually play the music. I do like demos sometimes with my guitar. Mm-hmm. I have some chord structure and everything, but once we get into the studio, like I said, it builds and builds and builds to shape into the sound that's going to become. And usually I have some of that at the beginning when I'm writing the song. I have some music in mind.
Right. So what's the process of like, when do you know it's time to go into this studio? Because there's a lot of expense involved.
Right.
I imagine.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Todd Hoban. His son Brett Hoban owns a studio in Baldwinsville, and Todd is like.
He's very accomplished. I mean,
he's very accomplished in Central New York, right? He's amazing.
Yeah.
Not only is he's a very talented, super musician, but he's also a great teacher and generous with his time. It started out with guitar lessons with him, that morphed into songwriting lessons, and then at some point, we became partners in the songwriting process. And he said, "Hey, why don't you put out a Citizen Lou album?" And I was like, "Oh, I could do that." So we piece song by song, we got it all together, and we had.
How long did that take?
The whole album process?
Yeah.
It probably took, from beginning to end, probably 9 months, a year.
And how long did it take from like the point to go into the studio? Like how long did the writing process take?
The writing,
I'm sure you want the songs to be written by the time you get in there. Right?
The recording process takes a lot longer than the writing process.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll come out with the lyric, the basic framework, in a single sitting, a few minutes, and then over time I edit it a little bit. And sometimes we're last minute changes to the lyrics. in the studio. But
Yeah.
then getting that mix right, getting the instrumentation right, that's the greatest challenge. And it's a lovely challenge, but that takes a lot longer to really get it just right in the studio.
So you have your songs written, and then like, what is your next step? Like, do you have to go out and recruit the musicians to play on your album, or do you pay them, or how does that work?
Well, we do pay them when they come to the studio. Todd has, as you could imagine, Todd Holman has a lot of connections, a lot of great friends.
Time,
so he
like,
brings in
book
musicians.
people.
His nephew Scott Holman is an amazing drummer, and he picked up the guitar relatively recently, and you could hear on that song he's got some great guitar licks.
Yeah.
And then Todd's brother Sean put up some lyrics, some singing, in a couple of his songs. Yeah.
So how long would it take you to do one song? Like, say, one song in the studio, like, it's written, but like you're there to like record it.
I would say it probably averages about 8 to 10 sessions in the studio, and those sessions could last a few hours.
8 to 10 times
Yeah,
in the studio?
because because we're always changing our minds. We're always, oh, that's not right. We need a better drum part in there. We need to do the mix better with the fiddle. And
Right.
we don't nothing is ready until it's perfect. So yeah.
Right, so you probably like listen to it and then like kind of put it away
Right,
for a while and
yeah.
kind of go back to it and stuff.
Yep.
Where did the Citizen Blue name come from?
Well, I wanted a name that spoke to reaching the people, reaching people
Oh,
and sharing with
yes.
them my love for music and meaning and soul, and so I just thought Citizen was a great name, and that's my name, Citizen Lou, yeah.
Right, I was thinking like Citizen Kane, but that is a very man of the people thing.
As you see on my album cover, it's a tribute to Citizen Kane.
Right, that's why I guess why I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
So then the songs are done. What you do to market it?
Well, Facebook. We go on Facebook. We, word of mouth. I print out a lot of CDs. I hand them out like calling cards. Not everyone has a CD player, but
Right,
it's like a big business card,
Yeah, I know, right.
And it's word of mouth.
Always someone put their drink on, on the
Right.
It's been a while since I hit a CD, but that's one of the great things. It's so easy to get music now.
It is.
Download
it
it, on your stuff.
And it's on all
your stuff out.
And it's on all streaming services. And on Spotify, I got about 5,000 plays.
Hey, congratulations!
Yeah. It all came in most of it came in like a 3-day period, a week.
Wow!
About a year ago, and like 800 one day, 2,000 another day.
What do you count? What do you count?
One of my songs, I believe, got on some people's song lists.
Oh, that's
New
great.
Country Sound. I don't know if you listen to that. That's a fun song where I come up with a lot of influences.
We're gonna meet you in the next segment. So people like, how do you get to like pitch yourself for that? Or is that a lucky break? To get on those lists.
It was a lucky break. Yeah.
All of us in media, we're all trying to get on these. We're all trying to get on lists and get promoted. And Spotify is a tough business there. It's competitive.
It is very competitive. Yeah.
Most of what I do with the show is the promotion. It's crazy. So we are going to last week on the show. We were talking about how much we enjoy the summer blockbuster Superman. We want you to see it too, or a movie of your choice. So Hot Seat Media Monday is giving away a $50 Fandango gift card. For more information, go to uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. When we get back, I'll take you to the Utica Fringe Festival for a look at the cabaret. We'll also visit the St. Mary of Mount Carmel and Blessed Sacrament Italian Festival. And David Paul will join us in the studio. He's a biker who's going to be raising money for kids. I'm Ron Kloffenstein, and you're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. More after the break. You're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. Hey everybody, welcome back to the hot seat on this Media Monday. Before we go any further with the show, I want to congratulate Lorraine Krameyer, who's a guest on the show twice. Just recently she called in. She was a winner at the Munson Sidewalk Arts Festival. She was a winner at the Munson Sidewalk Arts Festival. She won for the Visitor's Choice, People's Choice Sculpture. Jim Hall's filling in on the details here, but it was an amazing work of art that she did, and she was voted the best in sculpture. So congratulations to Lorraine. And also, let's see, Brian Lazor was in. There's a lot of people that were guests on the show. They were in the art show, so it was really great to see their work. And Teresa Van Etten and Brian Lazor and some El Vitros, some of my favorite artists here, have been a guest on the show. The Oneida Square Arts District held its first ever Utica Fringe Festival on Saturday. The day's events were capped off with the 18 and over cabaret. I was there, and I have this report. I'm with Cleo, who's the hostess of tonight's event. Cleo, what's going to be happening here today?
So we have a wonderful spread of different artists and different performers for you. We have burlesque, drag, belly dancing. We have a circus performer. We have 4 pole artists, drag kings and queens, and the performers themselves. So it's a very wide, and singers too.
That's the great thing about cabaret, right? Is it like it's so wide and expansive that it allows for such a variety of acts and talents and genres and yeah.
It's really wonderful. Everyone in this cast tonight is either local or has some kind of local connection, so that's the other part of this. But yes, it's a very wide variety.
It also seems to be kind of like an emerging or a re-emerging art form too.
Absolutely.
Can you speak to that a little bit? Do you feel like cabaret is going to gain you more traction in the culture?
Absolutely. I think it's a nice variety for the audiences to see, but also for performers. We want to see and learn from other performers, so I think it's becoming, a new phenomenon. Not new, but.
And as a performer, it gives you, like with cabaret, you have a lot of opportunities to do like different kinds of acts too.
Absolutely.
It's not like you're doing this play or this song or so.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can always pick and choose what you're doing, so it's just nice to kind of meddle it together.
So why do people come to cabarets? Like what do the audience usually get out of a cabaret?
I think they want to enjoy themselves, but I think it is a way to expose yourself to different types of performers without having to kind of fit yourself into one show, or you have to sit there for a whole show. So hopefully a little fun.
I'm with Chevy Supernova.
Hi, how are you?
So what are you doing tonight?
So I'm doing an act that I call True Colors. It's actually a glow-in-the-dark act, so it's visually very cool. It also includes a poem by my sister in the beginning of the act. The whole thing is about revealing your true self. Get rid of the shadows and just be you.
So does burlesque let you do that?
Yes, it does. That was what I fell in love with about burlesque, is that you can be whoever, whatever you want, and it's all good.
I've talked to a lot of people who do burlesque and who do cabarets, and when they talk about what a liberating and empowering experience is, it seems like it's been like that for you as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've always loved dancing, and I've always wanted to be a dancer. And as an adult, there's not a lot of opportunity for that. So when I found burlesque, it gave me the chance to pursue that dream.
Cabaret. This is Ron Kloppenstein. Meet me in the hot seat every Monday at 5 p.m. for Hot Seat Media Mondays, 95.5 FM, The Heat. Cabaret is something that is kind of re-emerging around here, and the organizers were asking actually at the show, like if people would like to do more of that or have a place where they could stage a cabaret show, to get in touch with the organizers. You can do that through us here at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. So Lou Altman is joining us again. He is Citizen Lou, and Lou, we're going to get to hear another one of your songs. So what is this next song that we're going to hear? And maybe tell us a little bit about it. And it's Genesis.
Right. It's called I Hide in Plain Sight. And the first line, most people are crazy, but they don't let you know. It was inspired part by Billy Joel's song, The Stranger. People don't show you who they are. But I'm also, besides being an attorney, I'm a vocational rehabilitation counselor. And I'm trained. I train and work with people with disabilities, including people with mental health diagnosis. And I'm a very empathetic person, And understand people sometimes. I imagine what it's like to be them. So kind of inhabiting that space, the lyrics just came out,
So were you, whose space were you inhabiting for this? Like when you were you were using characterization, kind of being
exactly,
characters.
yeah.
Whose perspective were you trying to experience?
A composite. That's a great question. A composite of people, including people with mental health diagnosis, but also I'm getting up there in years, and how the struggles that people have as they get old, and trying to connect with other people, how difficult that is.
Right.
Yeah.
So how does that come across in the lyrics or in the music?
Well, it's very metaphoric, this song. It's got a lot of imagery and weaves in a lot of different tales and metaphors and concepts. And if you get the chance to listen to the song from beginning to end, you'll see it just goes from stage to stage, and there's an old woman.
Well, let's do that. Let's hear the song from beginning to end. So what is the song called?
I Hide in Plain Sight.
This is Citizen Lou.
crazy, but they don't let you know. Speed freaks can't help themselves. They dream of being slow. I won't keep you guessing all day, or give you a sleepless night. You won't need a box of clues. I hide in plain sight. If you want to get along, I'll write you a country song. They do you 3 wrongs for every right, but I always hide in plain sight. I'm not what I'm not, what I'm not, what I'm not. I am who I am, who I am, who I am. I'm not what I'm not, what I'm not, what I'm not. I am who I am, who I am. The month of March was a killing floor. Winter wasn't my first choice. I'd rather walk barefoot on a distant shore. You'll always recognize my voice. I got love to nourish you. I won't leave a bitter taste. Let's live like the old woman in her shoe. With real bones, there's no time to waste. If you want to get along, I'll write you a country song. They do you 3 wrongs for every right, but I always hide in plain sight. Don't look up, I'm not that tall. If you give me the sign, I won't hide at all. I was born in Death Valley on a cold, cold night. Old man don't hide inside. I'm not what I'm not, what I'm not, what I'm not. I am who I am, who I am, who I am. I'm not what I'm not, what I'm not, what I'm not. I am who I am, who I
Citizen Lou. That that was Citizen Lou. You know, when I think of some of the people who hide in plain sight, you know, I think of people that have like mental health diagnoses, people with with substance abuse issues. And one of the lines in the song, you talk about someone who's like who's a speed junkie, dreams of being slow.
Right.
You know, there's so evocative lyrics that you have in the song.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's about lonely people too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the particular lines that like really like you feel like really crystallize or articulate what it is you're trying to say?
Don't look up, I'm not that tall. It's self-effacing, right? It's like I'm just another person, right?
Right.
Don't. Yeah. And also the refrain, I'm not what I'm not. That's
Right.
from Iago in Othello, Shakespeare.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
When he says,
Okay.
"I am not who I am,"
right.
that crushes my brain, that line, because you can't figure out what he's trying to say. And I was trying to like think about what that really meant, so then that got folded into the song.
What do you think it means?
What's that?
What do you think it means?
I think it means don't listen to what I say, see what I do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is that something that you, like people that are lonely or people dealing with these issues, is that something that you think people need to keep in mind, like when they're interacting with them?
Right, so they know they're not the only person out there going through what they're going through. In fact, you know, the song kind of says like everyone's going through it, you know.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And for most people, it's not visible, so people don't realize it.
Right.
So,
right.
do you think it's important with your music to like have sort of like to be a voice for people?
That's the main thing. That's really the only thing.
I kind of see that in
right.
your work,
It gives me meaning, and I want to share that meaning with other people. If it's not moving people, moving them and helping them heal or grow, then it's not what I intended to be.
So, do you ever start like a song with like an idea of the point of view you want to get across, or the central idea, we call it in English class?
Well, yes, I have a protest song on the album.
You do?
Yeah.
So, how did that come about?
The George Floyd murder.
Yep.
I was working out a few weeks after that, and I was in really intense energy, endorphins. And
Yeah.
I just wrote down the whole song, basically 90% of the lyrics in one sitting, in literally like 10 minutes.
So you really do like write with it burst.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
What do you plan to do with your music? Like, you know, how many you've had? Do you have one EP out or
One EP out. I hadn't played sight. You know, Songs of Citizen Lou Volume 1.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking for partners. You know, I'm
Yeah.
more of like a, you know, not to toot my own horn, I'm not that good, but I'm more like a Bernie Taupin looking for
I
an
think you're
Elton
pretty
John.
great, you know,
Well, thank
so,
you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking for partners who could take my lyrics and help build a song around it.
So, like, what will you do? Like, go make more songs, or like go
Right.
play or perform?
Well, the
and
idea
stuff?
is to have, if someone wants to know your music, right, you want to have a lot in the hopper, right?
Yes, you
so
do.
I
Yes,
probably
yes,
have
yes.
40 producible songs right now that are
Oh,
all
that's
good enough
good.
to work on and get into shape for an album, yeah.
So, how long have you been doing music?
Well, I've been a music fan my whole entire life. You know, I grew up near Woodstock in the Catskills, Sullivan County. Todd Holben, you know, I took a song, I heard he was having a songwriting class in 2017, and I was like, man, I got to try
What a
that.
great opportunity.
Yeah,
you know?
and I went to the
So,
studio. That's my happy place, to be in the studio.
I bet,
I would have
yeah.
slept and ate there my whole life.
Oh, bet.
And it's Brett Hoban's, his son's studio. And shout out
Yeah.
to Brett, who's the killer bass player.
What's the studio called?
It's Brett Hoban's studio.
Well, we're going to talk more. We'll get some more of those
Yeah.
details. We're going to have all your information, all your links on,
Awesome.
our show notes here. We're hanging out today with musician Lou Altman, who's Citizen Lou. When we come back, Lily Christopher will take us to the St. Mary of Mount Carmel Italian Festival, and biker David Paul will tell us how he's raising money for kids who are going through difficult times. This show will be online, both video podcasts on Wednesday at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday, where you can win a $50 Fandango gift card to go see Superman or the film of your choice. I'm Ron Klopfenstein of More Hot Seat Media Monday after the break. This is Ron Klopfenstein, and you're in the Hot Seat on Media Monday. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Next week on the Hot Seat Media Monday, comedian Jay Watch will be our special guest. That'll be Monday, July 28th, right here at 95.5 FM, broadcast and streaming. For information on upcoming episodes of the Hot Seat Media Monday, as well as show notes, videos, and podcasts of my past episodes, just go to uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. Lily Christopher joins us. She's back from a popular Utica event.
I'm Lily Christopher. at St. Mary and Mount Carmel's Church, and we're about to see some Italian culture. Well, I'm here with Maria and Mia, and we're here to talk about this raffle. So tell us a little bit about the statue you're raffling on, because I've never been to a festival where there's a statue raffle.
It's unique. We came up with the idea a few years ago. We were raising money for the Mount Carmel Society.
Wow.
My mom used to do all this, and she passed away this year.
I'm
so
sorry.
Thank you. And this meant a lot to her. So we're doing this to raise some money and to keep it going. You know, it's a good tradition to have.
So I'm here with Jean and Elizabeth. So tell us about the fried dough, pizza free is Italians would say. What's the turnout been today?
Oh, the turnout we started at 5 o'clock, and the turnout's been amazing. We've had great weather today for our first day, and it's going to continue for the weekend. And pizza free is one of our biggest sellers.
And this is only my second year volunteering, but I know that it doesn't stop until Sunday, and even then people are loving it and wanting to come back next year.
Absolutely, she's right.
I'm here with Jim, Karen, and Kelly. So tell us about your time at the festival.
We've had a great time. The food's delicious. I got the hot sausage and peppers.
Yeah, you guys come every year?
Pretty much. I think we missed it last year, but beautiful night tonight. We decided to come out, enjoy company, and all the folks in East Utica. Yep.
That's wonderful. You come here for what? What do you look forward to the most every year?
The people and the food. It's great. The tradition. It's very traditional.
Hi everybody. We're here with Lena right now, and we're about to play a game. So how do we play?
Yeah. So like, what game is this?
This is a family game for kids and for adults. I didn't know what you're doing. 24. Nobody wins.
I hit 24.
I hit 24. So tell us a little bit about the flea market.
So the flea market, I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Oh,
I've
wow.
been putting it together. It takes about a month to put together. So a lot of Christmas decorations. So every year we usually get a lot of something. And this year I feel like we got a lot of Christmas decorations, and we also got a lot of collectibles, like expensive collectibles.
From my syrup in the can, keep back. So work before you. But at a moment like this, can't help but wonder, what would Tony do? Tony, what would you do? You hey, oh, something coming strong, need a hurricane, but I go insane.
You say with the church, besides raising money, what do they want people to take away from the festival?
Sense of community, I think, is very, very important. Everyone here feels like family.
That's great. And being that you're, how old are you?
21.
Oh, I'm 21 too. We're the same age. Being that we're both young and 21, what do you notice with your generation and church community at Mount Carmel?
Well, I feel that our generation definitely needs to step it up and come back to church and really, you know, be part of things, because if we don't do it, who will?
Yes, no, for sure.
You don't want to lose all those traditions, you know. This has been going on for 100, gosh, I don't even know now, 40 years, maybe 140, I don't even know off the top of my head anymore, but
wow.
So you don't want to miss out on that. My great-grandparents helped build the church, you know, they all did. They came here with nothing.
No, exactly. It's definitely like lifelong with the new, like when you said tradition. My grandparents, all my grandparents' family, my parents, everybody's gotten married at this church.
Oh,
so
sure.
Like, I would like be devastated. Like so much.
I know if something happened, we have to keep these things going. They're important.
Yes.
They really are.
But they won't be here anymore.
Can't take it for granted because you never know.
Yeah.
So you have to get involved. That's really important, especially for the young people to get involved.
Outside of Mount Carmel with faith, food, and fun. I'm Lily Christopher from 95.5 Utica Phoenix.
Lily, you did an excellent job on that report, especially that last segment at the end. I really liked how you connected with the person who was the same age as you, and you got to like the heart of this. And how did you feel at that event?
Thank you. No, I felt really good. I felt like the traditions and the strong culture, it took me right back to like old Utica and old Utica Italian. But
it did, yeah.
Really felt, I used to go with my grandparents and I haven't been in a while, so it really just felt I felt very connected and very part just to be there.
Well, I had a great time with you, and I guess we're going to do Taste of Lebanon next, and there's Polish Day coming up, and we're going to do all the ethnicities here, so I'm having a great time. That was a really good report. So now you got to stay here, you got to help me out with this next segment here. For our next segment, Finding the Next Step Together is a charitable organization that supports families with children who face life-threatening diagnoses. They assist financially, as well as provide an emotional support network and information resources to their families so that they know they're not alone. The Central New York chapter is having their first big fundraiser on July 27th. A motorcycle, a car, a truck, tractor-trailer ride from Utica to Old Forge. One of the bikers is here today. His name is David Paul. He works with me. Welcome to the show. One of my cool co-workers here. Dave, so how long have you been riding?
I've been riding about two and a half-ish years now. I kind of was the definition of jump right in. I mean, I've test rode a couple of different types of bikes, but when it comes to the sport bike community, I learned on one, I started on one, I raced on one.
What's a sport bike?
Crotch rocket, what people usually refer to. They look really sleek, but they're built for the power of it. They're not comfortable, but they move.
So like 2.5 years ago, you kind of make this big move from being someone like the rest of us who operates a vehicle from the inside to somebody who operates a vehicle from on top of it.
I decided it'd be a lot more fun to sit on top of the engine than
a little
have it
more scary too, though. But like, so what's that like? What's that like?
It's definitely, there's a shift to it. You go from just sitting in a seat, turning a wheel, to now you're using your body weight to get around corners. You're experiencing everything.
So you have to like lean into it?
You don't. Once you
a little bit,
kind of, you're being on a bike, really you get out of it what you put into it. I decided to be one of those people to go all the way and kind of push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
Just see how far I can push the science, see how far I can get.
It's like in terms of what? Like in terms of how far you're going to go, or like
how far, how fast, how tight.
Skill, you know. Right. Now, is it really cold?
It's kind of a curse and a blessing. Like riding up here at night or like late season gets cold. I've definitely had three or four hoodies on at a time. And I actually just got back from North Carolina where I was riding in as little protective clothing as possible.
So you rode all the way down
the whole way
to North Carolina?
Twice.
How long was that?
The ride itself... Well, I tracked the ride. Well, I tracked the ride twice. I did it in about 11 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
I think usually it's like a 13-hour ride.
Now, I imagine you must have to build up your endurance just to be on a bike and operate for that many hours.
You have to be
in a car, you know?
Yeah. You have to be physical with it. You have to be fit for the endurance. You have to be fit for, especially for the racing
cruise
side.
Control, right? Do you have
some bikes are fancy, but no, I don't. It's all in your wrist and your hand.
Wow. So now, do you find in the community of bikers that there's like a really like public service kind of spirit there? You're doing this fundraiser.
Yeah, the communities also love hate. Maybe 10% of the community like gives hate, like if you're on a different bike than them or whatever. We don't claim them.
But it seems like you guys are like coming together for this great thing that's happening.
So tell me about 90% of the good community. So
and it's Saturday, right? Or
Sunday.
I'm so bad with numbers. So if you tell
I'm
me
bad
it's the
with days, so I'm not much better.
If you tell me it's the 21st and you do this on 27th, it's like I don't know.
Yep.
So Lily, why don't you jump in here? You're good at what days things happen on. So I bet you have a question here for Dave about this motorcycle thing he's doing.
Oh yes, I have. This sounds really nice, and I know from riding up there so much, the scenery is so pretty from Utica to Old Forge.
Yep.
How much do you guys stop a lot? Is it a straight ride? Where do you guys park in Old Forge?
This is the first year I've done this ride. We're going up to the rec center right in the town of Old Forge. I believe it's a straight shot from Don's Ford all the way up. This was kind of one of those events where I'm like, hey, I love the bike. I want to see what I can do to help the community, and I just kind of like jumped into it. So it's my first ride doing this route. I don't really have like any track details, as we'd say, like how long, what the stops are, anything like that, but I can look into that definitely.
It's kind of nice to just like go off and do it and see what comes up and stuff. You know, it's like, is it really, is it important to you to like do things to like help the community, help others? I mean, because like your job, you're a security guard, you protect kids all day, you're doing this to raise money for kids and stuff. Like how does it speak to you personally?
It's just something else to help with, really. I used to be an EMT before this, and
that's right.
I mean, I've done that long enough to where, I mean, I got my EMT right at 17, so the things you see, the things you do, you're not really ready for. So I needed something like step back riding.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to do for the longest time. I didn't really, like, I would bottle it in. I wouldn't really talk to people about it. I would take the car out and drive around probably a good 200-300 miles a night, and that was costing a lot in gas, and it's a car. So I figure if I like driving the car around as much, what would happen on a bike? So I bit the bullet, took the course, got the bike.
I've always wondered that, and I've kind of imagined that too. Like for people that ride motorcycles, that like it does have that quality. Like you're really in your own space.
You're in your own world, definitely.
So it would help you with that. Now, when you were like, how long did it take you to learn how to ride a motorcycle?
I did it in 2 days.
You did?
I kind of knew the basics of it beforehand.
The mechanics?
Actually, the biggest shout out I can give really is to the Motorcycle Safety Foundation, MSF, and MVCC. We actually have a whole range of classes you can take.
Oh, really? Really?
I'll
put links to that on our website.
It's anything from people who've never touched a motorcycle before to people who want to take their bike up to the course and just practice a lot or have a structured class, how far they can push the bike.
Nice, because it's really the kind of thing like where most people when they learn to drive, like a parent or older sibling, but like most people, a lot of people don't really know someone. Like, actually with a motorcycle, you really can't have someone in the passenger
unless you have someone else with a bike that can follow within a quarter of a mile. No, not
Is that how
really.
you do it?
I just took it right through the college. The way the course works, you do the first day you learn like where everything is on a bike. Basic riding, stuff like that. The second day you do like your U-turns, your slow speed, your safety stuff. You'll actually get a signed license or a signed road test waiver. After you pass that class, you take that to the DMV and get your license.
So you can do that instead. So that you don't have to have someone like trying to follow you and see how you drive. And
It's just a straight shot. You start the class. There's an online segment you do. Once you get that done, you
How long
take
was
the
class?
2 days, maybe 8 hours-ish or so each.
So it's kind of intensive, but it does take place within a certain like limited time.
Yeah, it's usually over a weekend. Every now and then it'll veer off Mondays, Tuesdays. Wednesdays are usually like retests for the people that don't get it the first time, but yeah, usually just like a 2-day, like a weekend.
So, Lily, I want to give you a chance to get another question before we close out here. So Dave, you probably, so Lily, you have a question, I think, for...
Yes, to all the people who want to try but they're nervous about safety or nervous about little fears, what would you say to someone who wants to try but they're afraid or they don't know what's going to happen? What would you say?
Honestly, just circling right back to that class, all the bikes on the lot are the MSF bikes, so you get the experience on it without needing a bike. And then really just getting on one and doing it. Our safety's come a long way, both on the track and off the track. Helmets are leagues better than they were 10 years ago. We've got airbags that we actually wear around us now.
Oh, you do?
Oh,
I didn't realize that.
Yep, it's a full like zip up like armed
in your
airbag.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've got, I mean, it fits anything. Most of the time when I wear an airbag is under the suit on the track, but we've got them. You can throw a hoodie on over, throw a zip-up jacket. And it's all wireless. It's all like G-force and sensor operations, so there's nothing tying you to the bike in the event you do go down
you do
at all.
So let me ask you, what does it feel like when you're riding your motorcycle? Like when you're just like on the open highway or like like up in the Adirondacks or just like when you have that open road and
there's
amazing.
Kind of two sides of it. There's the extreme low and the extreme high. The extreme low is you're cruising, you're in your own world, you feel the breeze, and it's peaceful, it's nice, it's all that. The extreme high for me on the racing side is you're hanging all the way off the bike, your knee is basically on the road, you're sliding down, and the bike's upright and you get that rush between where you're going to end up in the corner, where you are. You don't even have time to check the dash to see what your speed is, 'cause half the time you can't see it. See,
Wow,
you
it
just
must
kind
be-
of build like this feeling, this trust for the machine, and you just kind of like go off of trust and muscle
Is
memory.
that where the leaning in kind of goes? Like you kind of must have to
Yeah.
kind of like connect
Yeah.
with the machine. I
Yeah,
would think,
you get the
right?
bike to turn a lot tighter,
Yeah.
and you can go a lot quicker, but it's physical. All your weight is on your knee. You're holding onto the bike with your outer arm and
very
like a section of your
athletic,
leg. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's.
I would say.
I always argue that we're better than Formula One because we do the same thing they do on two wheels.
Yeah, right.
No hate to my Formula One people.
No,
out
but
there.
I
All
mean,
love to you guys.
yeah, I mean, the stamina that you would need to do this, and like
Yeah.
for these long races and stuff. But it's great what you're going to do, Dave. And thanks for telling us all about what it's like to ride on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Because
it's exhilarating. I recommend it to anyone.
it must be, yeah. Well, thank you for doing it, and for what you're going to do here for the
Yep,
Ride for
definitely.
Kids. We're going to have links to all this stuff on the website, including links to your song, Lou.
Awesome.
And these feature stories, Lily's story about the Italian Festival here. So this has been, our guests today have been musician Lou Altman and David Paul, and biker David Paul. We'll have information about Lou's music and about Dave's fundraiser on our website, uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. So if you'd like to hear the show again, or if you want to see the YouTube versions of those pre-recorded segments that we had, we'll have videos, podcasts of this whole thing online Wednesday on that website, uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. Our sound engineer is Jonathan Brooks, DJ J Easy. He's up next with the Easy Ride Home. Jim Hell records the show for YouTube and podcasts. Lily Christopher is our associate producer. Nabil Khan is our entertainment correspondent. I'm Ron Klopfenstein. I'll be back next week with another Hot Seat Media Monday.
Alrighty, pretty cool.